Welcome back, everybody. So, Ready or Not movie review. So, Ready or Not was directed by Matt Belliati Open. It starred a cast of Samara Weaving, Adam Brody, AndieNacDowell, and we also have Marco and plus many others. So, this movie follows a woman called Grace who basically marries a man of her dreams in their luxury estate. She marries into this really rich kind of family. But unfortunately, at midnight, there is a little bit of a catch. They have to play a game where this results in basically her father-in-law and her husband's family basically hunting her down with knives, guns, bows and arrows, and all that. Now, honestly, I literally just finished watching this, and my first thoughts are it is actually quite entertaining. It is a horror comedy. It is a comedy, and yes, there is horror in this. But the comedy bits in this are not overdone. It kind of breaks it down because even though the horror is kind of like, ooh, there's some ouch moments, and yet there is some, kind of what the fuck moments. There is that kind of element of comedy in there, which actually really works, which I'm going to get into in a moment. But generally, yes, it is actually an entertaining watch. I saw this advertised, I think it was this morning before I actually went to work, and I thought, do you know what, after work, I'm going to watch this and see what it's like. And yeah, I enjoyed it a hell of a lot from start to finish. There wasn't any slow moments. They set out the storyline very quickly, so you kind of know what's going to go on. I was never bored in any way, shape, or form. There is a couple of suspenseful moments as well. It almost felt like, what's going to happen? Honestly, I can honestly tell you that I didn't really know what the outcome of this movie was going to be. They gave you a couple of moments where you go, "This isn't going to go well," but yet then they basically kind of twist and turn itself on it. They twist and turn it to the point where it just manages to keep going, and sometimes you think, "Oh, this may be a bit overstretched," but it's not, and it doesn't become, and it's just not boring in any way, shape, or form. The death scenes in this are actually quite good, to be fair. Some of it is quite brutal. Some of it is a comedic kind of side to it. There is a comedic kind of side to some of the deaths in this, and there is a bit more of a serious side towards the end of the deaths in this. Like I said, you're not bored in this. Some horror movies that I've seen, you get like it gets the second act, it kind of tapers down a little bit and starts to become a little bit dragged out and a little bit boring. But with this one, it is quite fast paced from start to finish. Performances in this movie are actually pretty good. Obviously, the main character, Grace, she is a standout performance, and she is very good from start to finish. They give her comedic moments as well, but yet you have to see her deal with some well, not serious moments, but there's a bit of disparity there. You know, you'll understand if you when you see this movie, but where there was a little bit of a lull, they added some comedic moments, which then broke it up just a little bit. There was a couple of points in there where I was actually giggling, but there were some points in there where I was going, this actually got a bit more of a serious tone to it as well. Like I said, performances in this are quite strong throughout, to be honest with you, mainly from the main character because it is focused mainly just around her. You don't get to see a huge amount of the other cat. Well, you do, but it's mainly all focused around her and basically her trying to run away and get away from the in-laws, in other words. Um, like I said, death scenes in this, that like I said, there are a couple of what the fuck moments. I have to admit, there's little, there's, they don't hold back on it, basically, even though it's like a bit of a comedy, they do not hold back on it, and it's quite, I just, I think just in general for a horror movie, this is more of a horror movie than it is a comedy, but I think just for a horror movie, I was just entertained. To be fair, the gore wasn't overdone in any way, shape, or form. It was enough for you to go, "Ooh, that's gonna sting," and "Ow," ooh, and all that kind of stuff. There is a funny death scene in where they kill a maid by accident. That's quite funny, to be fair. But as a general, as a whole, I was not bored. And that was the whole point, and this is why I enjoyed this movie so much. I did go into this kind of going, "Oh, let's get in a horror movie. Let's just see how it goes," and it just plays out. The storyline is not hard to follow in any way, shape, or form. But like I said, they lay the story out pretty much from the start. And yeah, to me, with the thrown in comedy moments as well, or comedic moments in here, which basically is mainly swearing, to be honest with you, but it does kind of, break it up just that little bit, and it gives it a little bit more structure from that. If you took away the comedy moments in this, it'd be a very kind of serious kind of movie where it didn't really need to be a very. It's got that serious side to it, and it's got that serious tone to this, but it's also with those comedic moments in there, it just makes it a little bit stronger for me. So if I was to rate this movie, I would actually give this. I would actually give this a damn good 10 out of 10 because of the entertainment factor, because I enjoyed it, because of how this was put across and shown to you. The fact that it wasn't slow, it was quite fast paced. I was never bored in this movie, watching this movie in any way, shape, or form. And that's the reason why I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. And I do actually highly recommend this movie. So, on that note, if you've seen this movie, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. If you haven't seen this movie, like I said, I highly recommend it. Go and see it. Then come back, tell me what you think. So, on that note, I hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.